Hey everybody, it's Ryan here from Android Coliseum, here to do a review here on the HP Chromebook x360. And you gotta love how these Chromebooks are all about spin, flip, x360. So, just because they can talk about how they flip all the way around. So, that is a neat feature. Anyways, let's take a look at this one. This is a very interesting laptop. This is a 14-inch widescreen. So, after my last one, having it square, it's nice to go back to a widescreen. Now, what's kind of interesting about this too, at the same time as it being this widescreen, it's actually smaller even than my Pixelbook, which is about the same size. And that's really owing to the fact that this is a real narrow, very thin bezel we have here. So it's really mostly screen, and I really like that feature. The other thing that I notice about it is that it's also very, well, I wouldn't say heavy. It's definitely got some chonk to it. But that's also because this is a military grade, that military 810 Specty type thing they call it, right? So this can take some abuse without hopefully breaking itself, etc. I haven't put it through those testings. But it is definitely got a heft to it. Still, the fact that it's very low profile, it's very easy to carry around with you. No problem whatsoever. So let's take a look at what we got here. We have a USB-C on both sides. We also have, power, volume control, and that's our privacy cam switch. So you can turn off the camera on it. On the other side, we have a micro SD slot, a headphone jack, which is odd on this side for me. I've always had it on the other side. Another USB-C, and then we have this really cool kind of latch USB-A connector there. So put your USB connector in, and it kind of holds it in place. Kind of a neat thing. I don't know if it's necessary or needed. It's got a very nice big airflow control on the back, and you do hear the fan a fair bit now and again when it goes, especially when it boots up. And then let's open it up here. It's kind of heavy. Oops, knocking everything around here. So, open it up, and there we go. Very nice display. Very cool feature in the fact that it has a fingerprint sensor. Oh, wrong finger. I'm using this finger. There we go. And like that, you're in. Already ready to go. Chromebook, super fast to boot up as well. I like the fact that it's got a light up keyboard. Those are very good, especially for working at night. And it's nice to see that kind of stuff. I kind of like to have those kind of extra features when you work on something like this. What else here? Like I said, you can see it's very narrow bezels. We can see how it really takes up all of the display here, so that's really kind of nice. Let's go to YouTube Music or something. Won't play anything, but just to give you an idea of what what we can do with it. Obviously, it's Chromebook OS now. You can run all your Android apps or just web apps. We can load up Stadia, no problem here. Of course, it's going to be slower because of the internet. Actually, no. So here's the funny thing about it. Because this is the i3 processor, I thought, oh no, i3, it's a step down from the i5s I've been kind of used to. The i3 has actually been very well handling anything I throw at it, and I've been playing some Cyberpunk, right? So we can play some of that. And we'll just see how long it takes to load up. But mostly the time to load up is more internet than it is the actual device itself processing it. And it actually does very well. When I've done my live streams in the past couple of days or so, if you've seen me do this, it's been on this device. So it's actually done quite well. And again, you can see how much it's really taking that full display look to it, right? CD Projekt Red. Come on, skip through. You'll notice the touchscreen is also, or touchpad is also actually touchable. It actually has a pressable thing on it. Otherwise, you have your typical, 3 fingers to bring up, bring down, right? Yes, and it is also touchscreen as well too. So there we have it. I won't play this now because I'll get stuck in playing and not finish this review. Exit the game. Okay. Control W, get rid of it. But again, yeah, we can do that. Now, I was going to try to put Linux on it to try Steam out, see how that works. Didn't get it to work for some reason. I got to play around with that some more. Also, looking at this, you notice it does have these top firing speakers, which I kind of thought almost misses us if it goes straight up. But actually, they're very good. The speaker sound is really good for that. You don't have to really turn it up very much before it actually gets pretty loud enough for you to use it. Would I use it as my speaker and my surround sound? Absolutely not. Would I use it to replace any of this, like my home minis or something? No, but it's pretty good for a laptop, and it's also using with Bang & Olufsen's. I think that's how I pronounce it right there. So which those are a name. If you know audio, you recognize those names. The one thing I didn't like about it so far is the fact the keyboard it comes with is one of our Canadian internationals, and for some reason they feel that that enter key isn't this 2 enter key. It's always that, and I always hit this button instead. So oftentimes I'm typing, I'm hitting this so often. So to fix that for me, I barely actually use this, and actually use just plug in a keyboard to it, right? So there's that. Let me just bring up my website. You guys can see what's going on the website these days, and you can see scrolls just fine. It's actually, I mean, that's really good for $800, and that's its regular price. It was on sale for about $600 during Black Fridays, and I imagine you'll find another sales coming onto it soon. It's a really good buy. You may think i3, oh no, it hasn't got the chops, but 8 gigs of RAM. It's got 128 gigs of storage if you don't want to already have a terabyte drive ready yourself somewhere. Yeah, I mean, it's heavier than you probably would used to for a regular laptop, but it's got some real juice to it. It's got some real, I mean, I used the battery for maybe an hour or so last night. Oh, well, I was typing up a fair bit, so it was almost 2 hours, and it's got about 80% to go. So that should give you about 10 hours of battery, give or take, depending on what you're doing with it. It claims it's going to be a 13.7 hour battery, but I don't think anybody ever gets near what they claim, especially if you start using it for just Zoom meetings or whatever, like stuff like that. You're definitely going to run it down faster. But yeah, I like this thing. And I'll be sad to send it back to HP. I hope maybe you can get an early Christmas present from HP. But no, I really like it. You know, not having to go the i5, maybe saving a couple $100. You didn't notice a difference. The 8 gigs of RAM handled it just fine, and the i3 is handling it just fine. Maybe if I was really top-end gaming, but it's Chrome OS. I'm not going to be heavy gaming on this. Stadia, like I said, it used Cyberpunk just fine. No problem. Anyways, I'll have a full review up on the website. If you guys have any questions, you know where to reach me. Give me a holler.